Alright, so we got our water here pretty hot. It was boiling for a few minutes, but then we turned it down to low. The other video, I accidentally pressed stop instead of play when it was on pause. So now we've got two videos, but that's okay. So we're going to, while it's still on, we're going to change this here. We're going to put some chicken flavored soup base and food seasoning into it. It's kind of like a bouillon cube. You can use that, or you can use whatever you want to go into our water before we put the leaves in a bowl or whatever, so that you can make it more flavorful. So that's what we're gonna do. Alright, so we added that. You could also use, remember that you could use bouillon cubes too, beef or chicken, or whatever you prefer, I guess, whatever. To your water, you can use broth too or whatever, but since I'm making this by myself, I'm just doing this the simplest way possible. Nothing hard or anything like that. So I'm letting my bouillon or chicken flavored broth, whatever kind of thing, I'm letting the seasoning dissolve for a minute. I stirred it. So we're gonna let that dissolve, and I want to talk a little bit about the stinging nettle. See here, the stinging nettle leaves don't sting, I don't think, in the whole season at all. I've tried them. Maybe they sting a little bit when they come out of the ground for leaves, but these don't sting. I can, carefully touch them and there's no sting. So don't worry about, getting a little poke in the tongue with a little sting, because if you can get them later in the season, they don't sting at all. And it's I think it's in September. So and then it's important to wear gloves if you're taking in the little early spring. It's important to wear gloves while you use a scissors to snip off the top head piece of the stinging nettle when they just pop out of the ground. That's for a different recipe of actual soup. Well, not actual, but I'm just using leaves, like I said, because otherwise I'd be actually cooking the leaves, and I'm not really doing that. So you can take the tops off or the leaves. I guess I try not to repeat what I just keep saying, but and then the plants, like I said, don't sting later in the season as well, at least not too much. So again, just be careful either way. The stinging nettle plant itself, like on the stalk, is where it actually stings a lot more. That's where it is the most, because it has little thorns, small thorns that you can barely see. I think those are the things that sting you. Plantain helps with to help stop the sting, I guess. So let's check on our soup one more time. I'm going to stir it with just a nice metal spoon here. Our broth, I mean. All right, that looks pretty good to me. So I'm going to add these leaves and some seasonings. You can add salt and pepper or whatever seasonings you like, really. So I'm going to do that real quick. All right, so I took the soup off the burner. I added the stinging nettle leaves. And so, and then I also added some freshly ground pepper and a couple shakes of salt to my liking, and also a little bit of nutmeg, because I like nutmeg, and salt and pepper is obviously good with everything, almost everything, obviously. Nutmeg, I also tried it before I put it in the whole soup, and then I tried it when I put it in the whole soup, and it is very good. Can't taste it too much, but it is great because you can taste it a tiny bit. So I'm going to put this in a bowl, and we'll try the whole soup. I just tried a little bit of broth, so I didn't try the stinging nettle leaves, so there's still a little bit of a surprise in there.